You make my heart spin, sorrow into silk. You make me sleep like a young child with woman. You held me tight and I push you away. You turn my sorrow into silk. You turn my sorrow.
Hey guys, and welcome to this video. This video is going to be on septum piercing jewelry. Now, I don't have mine in right now because as I'm going along, I'm going to be putting them in and showing you their qualities as a nose ring and how difficult it is to put it in and whatnot. Oh, also, point before I start, I tried to film this video once, 2 days ago, and I wasn't happy with the quality of the video, so I thought, okay, I'll just do this again later. I misplaced the most important piece of jewelry for this video, and I'm quite peeved. Peeved is the word I'm using, because I can't, like, I'm not over it yet. You know when you lose something and you're like, it might still turn up, but I've torn my room apart. It's not here anymore. So thankfully, because I tried to shoot this video once before, I have footage of it that I can show you guys, but it's not like, it's not in the same style as this video, so I'm not over it yet. But yeah, so hopefully you guys can just go along with that and be happy. I'm not happy, but you guys can be happy. I hope you're happy, okay? Okay, let's go to it. Let's get to it with the wild arms. Let's go. So, the first piece of jewelry that we're reviewing is my missing curved barbell. It is, where can I put it on the screen? Where do I have space? Here? I'll put it next to the I Spy book. Here, this is it. This is what I'm missing from my life. It's the most important piece of jewelry that you can have. It's the first piece of jewelry that you're gonna have when you're pierced because it's the jewelry you're pierced with. This is the base of your collection that you're gonna have because when you're first pierced, and you're also gonna appreciate it because the curved barbell allows you the ability to either flip it up into your nose so that it's completely hidden. It depends on the gauge that you're pierced with or the size of your nose. But for most people, when you're pierced, you get like a 14 gauge, and when you flip it up into your nose, unless you have a particularly small nose, when you go up or to the side, you can't see it at all, and it's lovely. This piece of jewelry is good for if you have work that doesn't quite think that your piercing is professional, or if you're not quite used to the look yet. Maybe you jump around from your styles. One day you want a nose ring, one day you don't. And I don't know, you're too lazy to get another piece of jewelry. And if you were a teenager like me, still living with your parents, and you were under strict orders not to get a nose piercing, and you get one anyway, you can keep it flipped up your nose. It looks like you don't want to have one, but when you blossom into the world outside your house, you can flip it down and be like, look guys, look what I did. It's good for all those scenarios. Overall, as a look, it's not my favorite piercing, just because, I don't know, it doesn't really do anything particularly for me. I know people who look really good with that nose ring, but I just don't look good with two balls just hanging out of my nose. Overall, as a nose piercing, you should definitely have it because you would appreciate it if you had it in your collection. I wish I had it for the summer. I'm gonna miss that sucker. I should go buy another one. There I go. Why didn't I just thought I was lost forever and I'd never be able to buy another one. I'm so dumb. I'm so tired. Don't ever fall asleep at 6 a.m. It's not good. But yeah, that is the septum piercing. Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10 because it's perfect in every way, except for, in my personal opinion, I don't particularly like the look, but it's good. It's good. On to the next. Alright. So, the second piercing that I will be reviewing is my little gold hoop, and I'll also put it right here for your viewing pleasure. It's my favorite, it's my baby, I love it. It's the main septum that I will wear since I bought it. This was part of an earring set, actually, but at the store I bought it from the lady at the desk, had a piercing herself, and she said, I just use the earrings for my septum, and so she sold me 1/2 of a pair of earrings. The pair of earrings was $12 and she sold me one earring for $6, and I was like, God bless your soul. Like, there's not many shops that would do that. Like, thank you very much. So it was a great deal. It's made of gold, so it doesn't irritate my nose or anything. I can leave it in forever, and it's perfect. My only qualm with it is that, well, it might be actually a fault on my part. See, the way this works is it's a hollow hoop, a circle, and the hoop can open like this with a hinge, and the way you put it in is you aim the hinge and fit the end into the hollow of the hoop. And it's simple enough when you're doing it right in front of your face, but when it's through your nose, it's a whole different story. You like put it through, and then that whole hinge is just in your nose, and you have to aim, but you can't, like, it's hard. The first time I tried to put it in, it took me like 5 minutes, which is a long time to be putting in the same nose ring. And I just couldn't do it. And my friend was with me, like, can put it in like 6 seconds flat. And I was so jealous, and I was doing it in this mirror that was on a wall, and I didn't know the mirror was on the front of the change room door, and it opened and smacked me in the face. Didn't really help. Didn't really help. Come on. Come on. Did I do it? Oh. See, that took quite a bit of time for me to get in. I also don't have a mirror right in front of my face, but like, it's hard, but it's worth it. Overall, I'd say it's worth it. I gotta say, I don't really have any other qualms with it. Qualms. I don't have any qualms with it other than the fact that it's difficult to put in, but I honestly think that's a fault on my part, so whatever. A rating. If I were to give this nose piercing a rating, I'd say 10 out of 10. Maybe like 9.9 if I factor in the, well, it's hard to put in, but it's a 10. It's a 10, really. It's honestly a 10. On to the next. On to the next. Guys, it's getting a little chilly if I do say so myself. I need the sweater on. I need it. The third piece of jewelry I will be reviewing is my brass bendable, very ornate nose ring. This one, I gotta say, is not my favorite. They're really a one night kind of wearing nose ring, because if you keep it in for too long, it completely f***s up your nose. Like, it's just, ugh. I made the mistake of using one of these as the first nose ring to put in after my septum had initially healed after the 6 to 8 weeks, and I gotta say, big mistake. It completely irritated my nose to the point where it made it start bleeding. It made it have pus. Again, gross, I know, I'm sorry. It made it crusty, and it was so not good. So if you have sensitive skin to anything other than like a solid, like reputable metal like gold or surgical steel, I wouldn't. Save yourself the pain. But if you're like really gonna go for it, only like use it for one night. Don't sleep with this. Don't sleep with this in, because like you'll rip your nose. It's terrible metal. I think it's brass. It's brass coated wire because it's bendable, and it stains. So no matter how much you clean these, they're going to get little stains. This used to be like shiny gold, but now it's gold with little brown grayish stains all over them. And I gotta say, I polish my nose rings on a regular basis, but these just don't, like, they're not good. They don't take the wear and tear. Another fault that they have is they're really, like, the only thing I can use to describe them is that they're shitty. Like, they just are. They break, too. They break really easily. If you bend them too much, which you have to do to get into your nose, you have to bend them considerably, they'll snap. The other one that I had, I liked much more than this one. It was kind of shaped like the sun, so it looked like sun rays were like coming out of my nose. It was so fancy. Here's a picture. It looked really cool. It, like, all those little rays, they snapped off, and then the ring itself snapped in half, all within like, maybe I'd worn it like maybe tops 5 times. Yeah, that was really sad actually. This is me putting it in. Hopefully it doesn't break on this time. So you gotta bend it, so it's bent like that, and then you put it into your nose. It just doesn't feel good. And then you bend it back. And it takes considerable force. Okay, so this is it. As you see, it's really pretty, but I have another problem with it. The first time I put it in, it really cut me up bad because the end of this is a little bit sharp, and as you see, you don't close it all the way. You leave a tiny gap in between, and somehow I got the end of my nose ring, like that little sharp bit that hangs off the end, I got it caught in the middle of my nose, like in the hole in the middle of my septum, and like it wouldn't come out. Like it was bleeding. It was really not going well. It really cut me up. Did me wrong. There's nothing good going for it. Like it's like a 2 out of 10. I really don't like it. Do yourself a favor. Find a kind that's a clicker. I'm gonna show you what a clicker is next. Find a kind of pretty ornate style that's a clicker. It will do you so right. It will help you so much more than this will. On to the next. The next nose rings that I'm going to review for you guys are my clickers. I have 4 clickers, and I'll simply give you my opinions first on clickers themselves. So clickers are like hoops, kind of, except for the part that goes through your septum simply falls and clicks into place. It's really simple. It's good because the part that goes through your nose is made usually of stainless steel, so it doesn't irritate you. They come in cool designs. I love clickers. I love the style of them. They're very easy to use, and they're just handy dandy. First off, I'll do the one in my hand. This was my first favorite nose ring. This came before the gold hoop. It's got little gems on it. The only problem I have with this one, and why it's fallen from its graceful position as my favorite, is because I realized after wearing it for a few weeks that, not like weeks on end, like I changed it up with different types of nose rings, but just after a few weeks went by, and I noticed that the material that made up the body of the nose ring wasn't as high quality as I wanted it to be. This used to be gold, and in between each of the gems, gold would sparkle through. However, the gold paint wore away, and it just looks gross, honestly. It turned like this weird brown, red, brass color. It still looks nice from the front, but like not as nice. I don't know, when you're looking at nose rings, just make sure that you're buying some quality ones that are worth your money. Because like, while this is still like a solid piece, it's not the best good looking of all my nose rings. And I'll just put that through for you. That's what this one looks like. Make sure it's straight. See, it's cute, right? But it's not as sparkly as it once was. So yeah, I give this one a 6 out of 10. Second up, I have kind of a similar one. I'll just do this one next because it's the easiest. It's the similar style, except for this one has gone through the same wear and tear as the last one, but the gold paint hasn't chipped away, and it hasn't rusted or anything. It stayed its fine, shiny self. It's kind of the same style. It's got a bunch of gems here. It's got a few more though, and it's got more detail along the edges. It's got a more of a design going on, and overall it's prettier. It's a little larger than the other one, but it's doing a lot better. I don't know, it's just it's doing its thing and it's working well. I'll put in this one for you. It's a little larger than the last one, but it's not obnoxiously large. And I give this one, so far, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It's working. Has caused me no troubles whatsoever so far. On to the next. This one, I do have some issues with. It's really big. It's a large nose ring. I bought it because I liked it because it was a statement piece. However, it's too much for me. The space between my nose and my mouth is very small compared to other people, or some other people. It doesn't handle having big nose rings on it, if that makes sense, very well, because if it's too big, the nose ring will reach down and go over my lips, and, well, not lips, like my first lip, and then it'll just be bothersome throughout the day. And it's also bad if you're like trying to eat, or you're trying to talk, or if you're like trying to kiss somebody, like it just gets in the way, you know? So it's not like the best of the best. But I'll put it in for you, and I will, after I put it in, I will tell you my last issue, well, 2 issues with it. Because it's so heavy, first of all, the clicker has gotten way too loose on it. Like, if I'm not careful, like if I was gonna go running or something, I don't know why I'd go running with this in, but if I was to go running with this in, it would, the jangling would cause this to just fall out, and that's not very good. Second of all, my biggest issue with this one, and the reason I've only worn it out once or maybe twice, I think only once though in public, is the fact that because it's black and it hangs down right in the middle of my face, like my lip line like this, it looks like, I thought there was a bug on my hand, it was just the corner of my, oh my god, that scared me so badly. Just put my hand on the seat that I'm sitting on, and it looks like a Hitler mustache, like close up and far away. I've had my friends tell me it looks just like a Hitler mustache, and I've kind of, like, I see it, and I can't unsee it now, and I just don't. I'll take a statement piece if it's nice looking. I won't take a statement piece if its statement is Hitler. Like, I can't do it. So, this is a no-go for me. If you had a larger space in between your nose and your mouth, this would probably work for you. This would actually probably be fine, because I've seen people rock big ones and nobody else looks like they're evil. So just keep in mind the size of your face in relativity to the size of the jewelry you're going to put on it. This is my last nose ring. I like it. It's very pretty. It's in silver, and it's got little false opals in it. It's a very pretty design. It is a large nose ring. It is, honestly, maybe it's the same size as the last one. It hangs to the same point, if not lower. It hangs lower than the last one, actually. But it's not like a solid chunk of metal. It's a little pretty design, so it doesn't look as extreme as the last one did. I've noticed the size, but I haven't noticed it as much as the other one. So it looks like this, and I like it quite a lot. I'll put it in for you guys, though the clicker is a little loose, so it's kind of a little tricky to put in, but it stays there. And nope, it's still loose. There we go. Click it down. It's rather large, but does the trick. The rating I'm going to give this one is, even though it has a very, very loose clicker, I'm going to give it, what should I give you? 8, 7, 8. I'm gonna give you an 8. I like you. And that's my last nose ring. So thank you if you stayed with me throughout all these nose rings that I have showed you and reviewed for you. I hope that I've helped you on your quest to find the perfect style of nose ring for your septum. My number one for you, hoops, but explore what's good for you and do what's good for you. Just an add-on, after this I might do a video on my personal experience getting my septum nose ring. It was kind of a traumatic experience. Just to sum it all up, I'm afraid of needles. My parents didn't want me getting a septum. I fainted twice. It wasn't good. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I will. So look out for that video, and I'll see you guys all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.